And what's your second thing, John?
Well, I kind of wanted to do an update on the police training facility. If you were on land use at the time, I think it was December 2017, when the council approved developing the site that we chose. And I brought it to land use as a courtesy review. And it's been a long, slow process, but we are, I would estimate 90 to 95% finished. And Ron is bringing up some pictures. Well, that's a picture of where the entrance is. You'll see more pictures later where there's a gate that's been installed. And
let's see here. There's a ton of them. So
yeah, I think there's about 18 pictures total.
yeah.
That's one of the early pictures where we've already brought in some of the screen soil for the berms. This picture is actually, your back is to the Sniffin complex. You're facing, it's not quite parallel to Sparta Stanhope Road. It's a little off on an angle deliberately.
Let's see here.
Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of the original site before anything was done or right after the trees were removed. Probably should have, but I'm not a real picture guy, so. What are you bringing up next?
I'm trying. I'm getting through them. There's a lot of them here. Hold on.
The facility, as I said, it's about 90–95% done. We actually allowed the police department to use it for qualification back in late September, because although it's not 100% finished, it's fully functional. We utilized that usage to go to numerous surrounding locations to listen for sound. And the sound results that we heard were very favorable. Most of them, we had a couple of little dB meters. Most of them were 45 to 55 decibels, which is not very loud. The average human voice is 65 decibels approximately. So what we heard was, although it's, gunfire is a very distinctive sound, certainly not really loud. We did recognize that on the back side, which hopefully we'll get a picture up.
That's where I'm headed now.
Okay. We do need to, there's no berming done on the side that faces the Sniffin complex. That's because we have a container that was actually brought up just the other day. It was down on the bottom of the hill. It wasn't there yet. The container will actually help as a somewhat of a sound mitigation. And now that the container is there, we recognize from listening to the sound that we should continue a sound mitigation berm off the container on that back side to help that area going backwards. But I guess we're having a little trouble with the pictures.
Yeah, it's for some reason they don't want to come up. I got these 3 up, and now the other ones don't want to come.
Okay. I had a picture of the road. We brought in 60 ton of 2.5-inch stone for the road that we constructed. We brought in some material to help level the floor. That was about 61 ton. You didn't see it. It was not in the pictures that we saw, but the floor of the facility is stone dust, which is most conducive to what we want to use it for. We talked about a lot of different materials, grass, including grass. The problem with grass is it needs to be maintained. That's the facility looking from the gate towards the sniffing complex, and you can see the gray stone dust on the floor. The stone dust was chosen because it's very low maintenance. It's not a tick haven, which grass would be, and it makes it very conducive to picking up the empty shells. We brought in 140 tons of that stone dust. We also brought in, you can see the two sound mitigation berms on your left and on your right. The one on your right is the one closest to Stanhope Sparta Road. Behind, I took this picture, and behind me, it would be the impact berm. We brought in a total of unscreened material, 7,560 tons of material to build those three berms, and then screened material, which we gave each sound mitigation berm a dressing of screened material, and the whole front of the impact berm is out of screened material. We brought in 3,320 tons of screened material for a total of 10,880 tons that we trucked in. DPW did all the trucking of the material. And all of that material came from the storage site behind Vets Field, which, as you all know, we were running out of room, and at some point we would have to get rid of a lot of that stuff, probably wind up paying to do it. So we kind of killed two birds with one stone on that.
Hey, John,
So, yes.
quick question. In 2017, we saw a design that John Rushke proposed, and that was a range, I believe, of 25 yards. Is this, in fact, 25 yards? It looks much bigger. Are
No,
we
the
in
range
compliance
that
with what we saw?
No, the design was originally for, what we were looking for is a 100-yard range. The design that he had, I believe, was 50 yards. The gray stone dust goes to 50 yards. There's another 15 yards behind it, which can be utilized, but we didn't put stone dust down there.
Yeah, I could have sworn, because we had a lot of sight lines with that investigation that time, a lot of regulations and stuff, because of its original location was different than what this one is. So I'm just remembering, I think I could have sworn we had 25 yards in the original design, but
I don't believe so, because the police qualify starting at 50 yards, and actually with the rifle, they go out as far as 100 yards.
it sounds a little light on the decibels too, but I guess it's your call.
Well, I was there. I measured them. I mean,
In between firing or during firing?
during
Just
firing.
saying. I've been at many ranges, John, and I can honestly say it's a very clear sound. It's
Yes.
not about decibels.
We didn't take decibel readings at the range. We took decibel readings from different locations surrounding the range. Okay. I know I'm very well informed about what a range sounds like. That's not where the decibels were taken. For example, one of the locations we went to was right down the road at next to Oscar, the dog rescue place. We were actually listening from the front parking lot of Lakeside Construction. And when a car went by or a truck went by, you couldn't hear the gunfire. We could only measure the decibels of the gunfire when there was no traffic. So you are correct, as far as at the range, the decibels would be much higher.